No, record. There you go. Now we can do it. Shit, man. What's up, everybody? Brit and Jake is back, and I'm Britton.
And I'm Jacob.
I'm guest star Raymond.
Okay, and I bet you're wondering, this looks different. You're not in the gorilla style anymore. No, I got OBS, so...
We're the chimpanzee style now.
What?
We're in the chimpanzee style now.
The chimpanzees. Yeah. Yeah, no. So yeah, we're talking about a movie today. And I bet you guys are wondering, hey, weren't you guys gonna do Whiplash? Yes, and we're still planning on doing that, but we can't.
A great movie.
We can't pin Tig down for it.
Great movie.
That it is probably my favorite. Like, it's certainly my favorite film of the 2010s. Oh, what were you saying, Raymond?
It's my favorite movie of 2014 for sure. Whiplash.
Oh yeah, mine too. It's but yeah, we're I think it's funny. Like, you know, Raymond, you tend to talk about like a lot of weirder like art house movies, and like we've had you on for like Home Alone. We did talk about Persona, but
honestly, you can definitely appreciate John Wick from an art house perspective, especially if you're into like Jean-Pierre Melville. Like, put it this way, like, I own the Criterion for the Melville film Le Cercle Rouge. Le Cercle Rouge is French for the Red Circle, and the Red Circle was the name of the club from the first John Wick movie.
Oh, interesting.
Just think of it like that.
But yes, we're talking about John Wick today. The first one. The
entire franchise. But let's focus. I say we dedicate the whole franchise, but spend most of it on John Wick 4 because that, like, oh my god, that's.
I thought we were talking about one, but all right. Yeah, no.
Let's talk about the whole franchise.
You know what? Yeah, we'll do that for now. But yeah, we're talking about John Wick, starring Keanu Reeves, and yeah, there's a bunch of characters in this. Let's see, Lawrence Fishburne's in it. It's in the second movie. Oh yeah, that's the second one.
We're talking about the second one.
First one has Theon in it.
Yeah, great. The late Sven Nykvist.
Yeah, the guy from Mission Impossible 4.
And the Swedish Golden Dragon Tattoo movies.
Yeah. What else was? Who else?
Willem Dafoe's in it.
Willem Dafoe's in it. Willem Dafoe's in it for like 10 minutes. He's freaking epic.
I mean, it's still a good part.
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, John Leguizamo's in it. Oh god, who else is in this movie? So many people. Ian McShane, Al Swearingen.
Ones from the first movie, Ian McShane, who's a character throughout the entire series.
Yeah, he's in. He's also. I mean, I know him from Deadwood and Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
Well, Sexy Beast. He's in Sexy Beast.
Do you remember Pirates of the Caribbean 4?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, what man? I was trying to forget that one.
Pirates. There's one great scene in that movie. It was when I think Penelope Cruz was talking to Jack Sparrow. He's like, "You were drunk at the time," and then Jack's like, "I've actually never been that drunk."
It's hard for me to believe that Pirates of the Caribbean 4 has the highest budget.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yeah.
We think of other big films like Endgame or even Avatar. You're just like, they should have bigger budgets.
Talking about
But I will say, I did like that whole "I've actually never been drunk" line from Jack Sparrow. That was good. The rest of it was just forgettable.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I didn't even know who the villain was. Was it the British? Was it the Spanish? Was it Blackbeard? Was it Barbossa? I didn't even know who the villain was.
I know that Javier Bardem was the villain, but that's it.
I think Blackbeard was supposed to be the main villain. But Barbossa's just
I didn't even see the fifth one.
You didn't even see it? I didn't see it either. I was done with it after 3, to be honest with you. But
it's so heartbreaking. I mean, like Johnny Depp got an Oscar nomination for the first Pirates movie, and for the fifth one, he got a Razzie nomination.
Ouch.
Oof, that's sad.
I did not know that.
But yeah, John Wick.
Listening to his
Reddick
or something.
Yeah, Lance Reddick's in this film too. So
the late Lance Reddick.
Yeah, he's he's Sharon.
Sharon, yeah.
Yeah, Sharon.
But I feel like there's a specific reason why he's called Sharon, because Wasn't he that character in Greek mythology who would like sail like departed souls into the afterlife?
Yeah, I think I remember reading that somewhere. That is funny because but yeah, John Wick. We're talking about I think I'm talking about the first one today, but we can talk about the whole franchise
For the dog.
But yeah,
it all started with a dog.
Yeah, it all started with a dog. Keanu Reeves. Now, I remember I didn't see this film in theaters. I didn't start really watching them till the second one came out because I first saw it.
It was Chris Stuckman of all people who convinced me to see it because I wasn't really interested because I didn't really like Keanu Reeves at the time, but it was Chris Stuckman who convinced me to see it.
That's actually who convinced me to see it too because I'm like, yeah, I'm like, all right, yeah. And this was like when Chris Stuckman was in like his golden age where he was just putting out banger reviews like all the time.
I listened to Stuckman like from circa 2014 to 2016 because he actually had energy when he did his videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he seems kind of.
I mean, he's been vocal about that. He's been depressed lately, and there's a lot been going on in his life. He doesn't like to criticize films anymore. So
I respect that, but at the same time, he kind of comes off as a little bit of a hypocrite for that because you've been doing it for like so long.
Yeah, as much as I love Stuckman, yeah, it's a bit hypocritical.
Yeah, no.
And also another thing, when there's a big movie that comes out and you're not doing a review on it, you're inadvertently telling us you don't like the movie.
No, I remember. Well, yeah, he is making a movie right now, which I hope to see.
It's in post now. He made the movie. It's in post now.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to see in the John Wick universe. Speaking of the Chris Stuckman, like Keith David, that would be cool. Cause
not bad, not a bad one.
It's like, how come they haven't gotten Keith David yet? Like, that's like.
Is it the Frank or the Beans?
Wait, what'd you say?
Is it the Frank or the Beans?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, he's a great character actor.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, I still remember him from, I don't know if you guys play video games, but Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, he's the sergeant in that game.
Yeah, my dad hated video games, so I never really played much.
No,
any Xbox, any 360 games, I would play at my friend's house.
Yeah, no, John Wick is an action, crime noir, kind of a Western, movie. It's basically America's version of The Raid, if I could be honest with you.
Well, I mean, you know what's funny? There's like this whole debate. Which movie is better, The Raid or The Raid 2? And whenever anybody asks me that question, my answer would be The Night Comes for Us.
Yeah, I know you like that movie more than The Raid, and that film is certainly.
It hardly gets enough attention, you know?
Yeah, no, it's a fun movie.
I haven't even heard of it.
You've never seen
it?
Oh,
it's on Netflix.
No.
Like Iko Uwais, the hero from the Raid version, actually plays the villain here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Damn. I you know who I do wish they got? I wish they got the guy from the Raid. His name's like
Iko Uwais or whatever his name is.
Yeah. No, man, that would have been awesome. They got the other guys who played the Mooks in the Raid in 3.
In the third one.
But
You know who I would like to see? Michelle Yeoh.
Oh my God, yes. That would be awesome.
That would have been awesome.
She's like the owner of the Chinese Continental. That would be awesome.
Even if she's too old to do action scenes, which I doubt, she'd still be great in the movies.
I agree.
Wait for that Everything Everywhere All at Once episode. Hopefully we'll get to that at some point.
Oh, I'm excited for that.
I like that movie, but I wasn't as over the moon with it as everyone else.
Oh, I loved it, but but yeah, John Wick. There's a lot of actors in this movie. I don't even think we went through them all. There's so many.
Well, like so many of the better players come into later movies. Like I would say the fourth one has the best characters. Yeah, because Donnie Yen is second build in the fourth movie. He's not just second build.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that the first one, it set a good like ground. Oh yeah, I forgot Mayham's in this movie. Dean Winters, who plays Mayham in the commercials, in the Allstate commercials. You ever seen those, Jacob?
Yeah, I have actually.
Protect yourself from. Yeah, he just he just comes over, and then there's John Wick, and I was waiting for him to go wait for Mayhem, except it's not me this time. It's Keanu. It's Adrianne Palicki. I know she's been in some stuff, but I can't remember what at the moment. Oh, she was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Watched for the first season, then I quit.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I will say, when we talk about how, in some ways the John Wick movies keep getting better, but you could say that the first movie has the most charm, just because it's about a guy who wants to revenge the death of his dog.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, it set, a great groundwork for what came after, because...
Yes.
It was almost like the John Wick movies, once 2, 3, and 4 came out, they were just let's see what crazy shit we could do with Keanu this time.
Oh, yes.
Because he does a lot of his own stunts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it wasn't until the third movie where they started doing so much more than besides car chases and gun scenes. In the third one, you got knife scenes as well. You got scenes with a horse.
Yeah,
He's killing people with pencils.
Oh my gosh. Books. Yeah, my favorite scene of the first movie, I'll just put that, is when God damn it, what's his fucking name? The crime boss is telling Theon about just how fucking scary John Wick is.
He wasn't exactly the boogeyman. He was the guy they sent to kill the fucking boogeyman.
I love how he uses his voice. He's all the fucking boogeyman. He spits it out. You're like, oh shit, this guy's gonna fuck shit up.
I'm thinking of it. I remember in a few years ago when I saw Ant-Man and Wasp in theater, there was this really annoying moment where this Russian guy mentioned the Baba Yaga. And I was like, fuck, I could be watching John Wick instead of this.
Yeah, no one.
I thought the same thing when I saw Quantumania. I was like, I should have just went and saw John Wick again.
No, but in the second Ant-Man, when the Russian guy specifically mentions Baba Yaga,
yeah,
that's come on. I wish I was watching John Wick instead of this.
Oh jeez.
I mean, I did like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 though.
That was a great movie. Oh my god, I almost cried, dude. I'm not kidding. You might.
Well, the thing is, in Guardians 3, they actually took the story seriously for once.
Yeah, finally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, MCU. This is the more stuff we need from the MCU.
Indeed. But yeah, John Wick is it's an action crime noir. Has shades of Western in it, though. I guess you could say that's for the other movies. It's definitely there.
Yeah.
About this guy called John Wick. His dog dies, and he gets really mad about it.
Yeah, because it was a gift from his late wife who passed away from cancer.
I'm like, yeah, we know that. It's yeah, we know that. But yeah. I suppose my favorite aspect of John Wick, at least the franchise as a whole, but also this first movie, I like that the stuff that makes him such a feared badass is ultimately what keeps screwing him over. Because he can't just let go of shit. Yeah. If someone just looks at him the wrong way, he just kills them all.
I got a pencil on me, so.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm armed.
Oh my god, yeah. And I think the whole theme of the movie is how our actions have consequences.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably one of the main. I would say that's the main theme of the movie because they take the rules of this universe extremely seriously, which I love.
Great world building too.
Oh my gosh, I don't I want to wait till we talk about the world building because the world building in John Wick is probably my favorite part of the movie. It's
exactly.
Dude.
I know, but one of the greatest scenes, in the beginning of the third John Wick movie, just to show you how seriously they take the rules. The guy really wants to help him, but he can't because he's excommunicado, and it starts in a few minutes. So, but once the few minutes are up, he says, "Sorry, you're gonna have to do the stitches yourself. I can't help you." And then he insists that John Wick has to shoot him a couple times because if he doesn't, they would think that he broke the rules.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, the Asian doctor.
Afraid to break the rules.
Yeah, no, but yeah, this first one's simple. He's not excommunicado yet. He's just, I'm sorry, my dad. But yeah, no. What's your all's blurb thoughts about this movie before we really pop into it? I think it's a great first movie.
Great. But you know what? When you look at these franchises, usually when you start a franchise, this is what you need to do with the first movie. Have it be like its own story, right? That has a beginning, middle, and end.
Mm-hmm.
Because you need to mostly write. I mean, yes, John Wick started a great franchise, but the story for the first movie mostly wrapped itself in a nice bow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Not trying to set up to
maybe
be a
franchise,
franchise.
But
it's
I
just
don't
a great movie on its own.
I don't want to nitpick.
But even with the first Star Wars movie, that basically wrapped itself with a nice bow in the end. The bad guys are defeated, they're getting medals and everything.
Mm.
Because the thing is, after the first movie, you don't know if it's going to be successful enough to make sequels.
Mm.
True.
Once you got that clout, then you could start doing cliffhangers and everything.
Yeah, no, it's but yeah, no, John Wick's a great first film. I enjoy it. Jacob, what do you think about the first John Wick movie?
I agree with Raymond on it's a good movie on its own. Simple story, straightforward, but execution is handled extremely well. This is one of Keanu Reeves' best performances. He will not be known for playing Neo. He will be known for playing John Wick, and that's a fact.
Agreed.
I would say.
I mean, yes, maybe The Matrix was more influential, but I like the John Wick movies more. And I do think other sequels improved on John Wick in many ways, you could say that the first John Wick has the most charm to it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
It probably has a lot of the charm.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Sorry, were you about to talk, Jacob?
Yeah. One of the things that I love about it, to go back to what Raymond said, it's a great movie on its own. It doesn't try to set up to be a franchise. There's a beginning, middle, and end. That's what makes first John Wick so great.
Yeah, but what makes
in regards to the action, of course, Keanu Reeves' commitment to the action and the dramatic scenes, actually, back when people say, oh, Keanu Reeves can't act. Then you see John Wick, I'm like, okay, he's actually a good actor.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say Keanu Reeves has a lot of range, but in the right roles, he can be great.
Absolutely.
He's great at playing the stoic characters.
Yeah. It's so funny because he's just a awkward goofball in real life. Have you seen interviews with him? Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna mention another one of my favorite things is that it doesn't throw you a bunch of stuff here's this weird underground world with these strange rules. It lets you in a little bit and lets you kind of go ooh,
yeah,
I want to see more of this. Oh, get you
each
excited
movie,
to see
each
more.
movie adds up his history and the lore a bit more.
Mm.
I mean, hell, in the first John Wick, the High Table isn't even really mentioned.
No.
No, it's not. No, I don't think that's mentioned till the second or third movie.
I want to say I think the second one, yeah, because in the end of the second one, that's when it becomes excommunicato, and that's when you get the big cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. I'll let you guys keep talking about the movie real quick.
All right, sounds good. Okay. All right, so yes, I mean John Wick. That's the movie that made me love Keanu Reeves. And like I said, it was Chris Tucker's recommendation because I think I saw it the second weekend it came out because I wasn't really interested at the time. But when Chris Tucker gave that positive review, that's when I came to saw it.
Mm-hmm. Actually, my mom showed me the scene where the dog gets killed, and she traumatized me. And for a while, I hated John Wick because of that. But I watched and I was like, okay, he gets revenge on it. Oh, this is actually very good. The action's handled very well. The choreographed action. Keanu Reeves is really good in it. The commitment he has. And the story is a very straightforward revenge story, but it's executed very well.
All about execution.
It's our motto on this show.
It's our motto. Yeah, I was about to just say that. Thank you, Jacob. But yeah, no. So yeah, no. I enjoyed this movie. I think it's a great start to a franchise. Other film people take notes. Producers.
Oh yeah, especially when creating like cinematic universes, because like, I mean, like, look at what's going on with Marvel. Like they've gone too comedy heavy, and yet the John Wick films have comedy, but they're always used like sparingly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like the John like they're very fun movies, but they always take themselves just a bit seriously. You know,
Yeah,
like it captures the perfect tone.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I love noir as a film genre and as like a style. So I was all over when I. Now I remember when I first saw the trailers, it was kind of like really like I'll admit I was one of those guys who was kind of skeptical of John Wick, but then I saw it and I'm like, man, this is really good.
In fact, I saw a YouTube video on it. Like, I think the first John Wick was almost straight to DVD.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dang.
Like,
Wow.
I don't remember the whole video, but I remember hearing something about it. Like, I'll show you the link later.
Yeah, maybe you'll have to shoot that to us later. But man, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
That's crazy.
I know.
Yeah, I remember.
Once you get to the second movie, that's when he starts going like all James Bond, like all these different locations. Like in the second movie, you go to Rome. The third movie, you go to Morocco, and the fourth one, you go to like Osaka, Berlin, and Paris.
Yeah, no, I saw it first, and then I showed it to my parents, and they both really enjoyed it, so. Though my parents are more like into, like, I've showed them some of, like, the weird, artier films that I enjoy, and they're just like, what the fuck is this? Like.
What would show them?
Oh, yeah, when I saw Hereditary for the first time, I watched it with my parents. That was an awkward situation.
That was awkward.
It was.
Oh, dude, that's nothing compared to some of the movies I showed my parents. Like, I actually showed my parents Once Upon a Time in America.
Oh god.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a long. I have it over there.
In the flashback scenes, there's more underage skin than a Larry Clark movie. I mean, like the main character is a rapist.
Yeah.
Like it's like.
Yeah, no, it's not an uplifting movie.
No.
Although, I mean, half of the movie might have been an opium-induced fever dream.
That's fair. Though, yeah, there's also that's funny because I can definitely see the influence of Sergio Leone on this movie.
And Kurosawa. Well,
and
Jean-Pierre Melville is the one I think of the most.
Wait, what'd you say?
Jean-Pierre Melville is the director I think of the most.
I still need to see his movies. I want to see La Samurai. Or isn't that what it's called?
Shadows is one of my top 15 movies of all time.
I gotta see that at some point.
Well, and also, when it comes to directors, don't forget Walter Hill.
Yeah, no, I think I've seen some of his written films. I don't know if I've seen any of his directed films.
Have you seen The Warriors?
I have not. I want to see The Warriors. They do reference The Warriors in the new one.
Chapter 4 is a homage to The Warriors.
I was about to say, did you see, like, they homage that movie in the newest one?
Yeah, it's a great effect, too.
Jacob's like, what the fuck are these two talking about?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you got. I've never heard of these directors. I'm more of like a mainstream type of person.
No, that's okay.
But Jacob, have you seen The Warriors from like 1979?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Well, I mean, like that whole thing in John Wick Chapter 4, the climax, when that lady was like talking on the radio, playing the music, that was straight from The Warriors.
Oh, yeah?
Like, not even subtle homage, and it was done perfectly.
Oh, when I see The Warriors, I'll let you know.
Definitely, yes. Like, it's a very obvious homage, and it's done perfectly.
But yeah, no, John Wick has like a bunch of it's just a good love letter to action movies in general, I think.
Oh yes,
absolutely.
And all these stars from all over the world as well. I mean, John Wick 4. The John Wick 4 is probably the best in so many ways. Has the best story, the best action, and the best characters.
Absolutely.
Like Hiroyuki Sanada, of course, is in it. He's in like one sequence of the movie, but he's amazing in it. Like Donnie Yen, like I said, he's second build.
Nah, no, and he plays like a what is that? It's like the blind samurai from. Like I know they made some movies about it a long time ago, but
I mean, hell, he played a blind assassin in Rogue One.
Oh yeah, that's true. He did. That's funny. I was watching John Wick 4, and I thought of Rogue One.
Barf.
It's not.
I mean, Rogue One is easily the best Disney Star Wars movie.
I don't know.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
But not as much as John Wick.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
John Wick. No, but yeah, John Wick starts with 25 minutes into this. We're starting to talk about the actual movie. But yeah, John Wick starts with our titular character. I like the setup of the movie. I like the structure. We first learn about John as just like being a guy instead of just this feared badass. Kind of more. You guys have seen. I know Jacob has. Raymond, you've seen the Bourne Supremacy, right? You've seen the Bourne movies.
The original trilogy, yes, I've seen them.
All right, I was just about to say, it reminds me of the Bourne Supremacy, where it's like we see Jason Bourne as just like a regular guy, and then once, what happens, he just goes into that stone badass mode, and he's like, oh shit, it's coming. Everyone get out of there now!
Yeah.
Or the often memed, Jesus Christ, Jason Bourne.
I like the Bourne movies, but I'm not really a big fan of their action scenes. Man, I like the movies, I like the story, but I'm not really a big fan of the action, like the handheld cameras and everything.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. I mean, now in Ultimatum they actually do it pretty well, but yeah, in Supremacy it's not that great. Supremacy it has problems.
I mean, it's the middle chapter of a trilogy, so.
I was about to say, I'd say Ultimatum's the best one. So.
I agree.
But yeah, I like how it starts. John Wick just starts out. He's just a dude. He lost his wife, and he's really bummed out about it. And he gets a beagle in the mail, and it made me particularly sad because I had a beagle. That was my first dog, except he was a big, he was a fat boy. His name was Boomer. He was a big boy, but
fat.
He was a big boy. Poor guy. I remember when he'd run off, he'd just be waddling around the neighborhood because he was just really big. But yeah, when I saw that beagle, it just made me think of my dog, and it just makes it worse when what happens.
Yeah.
It has a freaking sexy car too. I love muscle cars from the 60s and 70s.
Oh yeah.
From movies like Bullet. Oh my god!
I mean, in the parent climax of John Wick 4, he gets into another muscle car like that.
Oh, I know. It's so good. I'm like, he gets a beagle, and I like how he Keanu Reeves is actually not being terrible. He's not it's not like it's more it's not like Dracula from the 90s. Have you guys seen that? Seen that one?
Yeah. Oh god.
I mean, I haven't seen that movie, but the clips I've seen of Keanu, it's as bad as Sofia Coppola in Godfather 3.
It's not good. I'll just put it that way. I mean, there's some great performances in that movie, but his is not great. Now,
yeah.
But no, in this he actually does a good job selling the emotional scenes. Though I'll admit when he goes, "Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back," I just think. Yeah, no, I'm I don't know if I feel the intensity there. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because Keanu's such a chill dude, he doesn't really know how to get angry like that. But I'm you just sound like you're kind of annoyed, and you're trying to you're trying to sound angry. It didn't really sound like he was getting angry.
One thing we'll say about Keanu Reeves and John Wick is that John Wick is a great character. Keanu Reeves is great in it. But one of what makes the franchise special is that as much as I love the John Wick franchise, you could make a great John Wick movie without John Wick.
Oh yeah.
Because you have all these other as well, all this huge world.
Yeah, no, it's again, I don't want to get too much into the Continental until we get to that part, but yeah, I love the world it makes. So anyways, one day he's driving around with his dog. I think the dog takes a shit, and he lets it eat cereal. Like they really milked the dog in this movie.
Oh,
yeah, thanks, movie.
Well, they want to make us feel for the dog, when it inevitably
That's true. That's true. As an animal lover, it's like, damn you, movie.
Then one day he's driving his very awesome car, and he ends up running across Theon. His name's like Yosef in the movie.
Yeah.
It's played by the guy who does Theon in Game of Thrones.
Theon Greyjoy, yeah. He'll always me. But I will say this though, unlike his character in Game of Thrones, John Wick actually gives him like a clean, merciful death.
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah.
I'll take a bullet in the head over what Ramsay Bolton put him through. Yeah, man.
Like back in like season 3, like that kind of annoyed me. I'm like, yes, this guy betrayed Winterfell, but like, come on, give this guy a break.
I know exactly. You're just like, yeah, he kind of deserves it, but damn.
He did get a great redemption arc though. I thought
his redemption.
I will say this though, like say what you will about season 8, but like when Bran said to him, "You're a good man, Theon," that really hit me. That was really well done.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I like how he like says the car well, the reason I don't love the part where he goes, "Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back," is because when I think of John Wick, I just think of a guy. Well, Baba Yaga. I just think of like he's not really just a man. He's like a force of nature.
Yeah.
But I digress. Like, he doesn't need to get, like, Michael Shannon just gets in your face and starts, like, shouting at you.
Michael Shannon, Michael Shannon's a good actor, but he really does ham it up sometimes.
Yeah, he does.
I couldn't stand him in Shape of Water.
Have you seen, you've seen Man of Steel, right? He hams it up big time in that movie.
But like I said, I couldn't stand his character in Shape of Water. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna make
we're not supposed to.
Like, he was such a fucking cartoon character. On screen.
Yeah,
we all know you don't like Shape of Water too.
I know you have a beef with the Shape of Water.
Yeah.
I remember when my parents heard they won. They're like, "Oh, that fish movie won." I'm like, "Oh, that's nice." And they're like, "That movie sucked." Yeah. No, my dad was like, "Oof."
Well, I'm with your parents then.
Yeah. There was a lot of great movies in 2017, though. Including John Wick 2.
Woo-hoo.
Although I will say this though, as much as I hate Shape of Water, it does have the same DP as the John Wick Chapter 4.
Wait, what?
It does have the same cinematographer.
Oh, it has the same cinematographer. Like, you sound kind of muffled there, Raymond.
That's okay. Like, what I'm saying is that despite how much I hate Shape of Water, it does have the same cinematographer as John Wick Chapter 4.
Well, yeah. We gotta get you on for Shape of Water and just.
But I will say,
we'll bring him off for that because I just want to hear him go off on it.
Here's my message to the Academy. I know you're too smug to nominate John Wick 4 for Best Picture, but you have to at least give it a cinematography nomination.
Oh, if they don't, that's one of the biggest
cinematography in this movie because it looks fucking sleek.
The cinematography is always good, but like John Wick 4 is like new level.
Jonathan Sala. Probably said that wrong. I apologize. He did Transformers The Last Night, Deadpool 2.
Well, this was a different cinematographer, though. The fourth one had Dan Lawson, or whatever his name is.
No, but this movie looks pretty sleek, nonetheless. So, anyways, Theon tries to get the car from him. He's all like, "Yo, man, you want the car? Yo, bro, I want this car." And he's like, "It's not for sale." I like how he goes,
"Price, but not this bitch."
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's like the first hint that like maybe you shouldn't fuck with this guy.
Like just the fact that John Wick can speak Russian.
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with this guy, but unfortunately, Alfie Allen plays a lot of dumb characters. So
yeah.
So I mean, I've seen. Like I know he was in Jojo Rabbit, but like he'll always be Theon to me.
Yeah, that's fair. That's probably the role he's gonna be known for.
Yeah.
Until his death. I mean, it's probably his most popular role, so But yeah, no. So I really like how, or I don't want to say I really like it because I don't really like seeing a dog die, but it's not like super Like, it's genuinely, like, unsettling and disturbing and sad. When they, like, break in and beat this guy and kill the dog. He didn't even need to kill the dog. The dog was just, like...
I know.
No.
So
I only saw that scene and I hated the movie for that. I didn't even watch the whole movie.
Wait, hold on. One at a time. Raymond, you go first.
Basically the Fredo of the family, who's like the fuck up, you know what I mean?
Fredo. Wait, you're saying the dog was the Fredo of the family?
No, Alfie Allen was the Fredo.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like playing the fuck up. Like I have a feeling that's not as easy as it sounds, you know?
Yeah, no. It's just. All right. Let, you guys were talking at the same time. I'll let Raymond go first. What did you say, Raymond?
I was saying that I thought Alfie Allen did a good job playing that like psychopath, like Fredo character, you know, like the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like the spoiled fat kid.
Jacob, what did you think of the dog scene?
I didn't even know Raymond talked. It sounded very muffled. But yeah.
I mean, Brit, that's why.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah. I only saw the scene where they killed the dog, and I hated the movie for a while because of that. I didn't even watch the whole movie. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, wait, you've seen the whole movie now? Have you seen it now, like the whole movie?
No, back when it got released.
Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, well, that's...
Because I didn't see it in theaters. I saw it on TV, and I only saw that scene, and I just quit it. But I was like, year after, I decided to watch the whole thing, and I was like, okay, this is great. I was like, okay. He's done let him get away.
Yeah, and then we set the plot in motion. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he visits John Leguizamo earlier.
Yeah, because he's the guy who fixes the cars.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I love about the franchise is that with each installment, like all the side characters are great, but they know what characters to bring back and what new characters to add. Like you always have a few consistent characters, like Ian McShane as Winston, Lance Reddick as Sharon, rest in peace. And starting in the second movie, you got Lawrence Fishburne as the Bowery King.
Yeah, I know. I fucking love Lawrence Fishburne in the other John Wick movies. Sucks he's not in this one, because it's like, man, dude, it's...
But here's the thing, like, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I love how in, like, John Wick Chapter 2, when, like, Lawrence Fishburne characters is introduced, he was like, you and I go way back. Like, kind of a wink to, like, Morpheus.
Way back when we were in another franchise together.
Yep. In fact, in the third John Wick movie, Keanu Reeves actually says, guns, lots of guns.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
He actually says that in the third movie.
Jacob, were you going to say something?
No, I wasn't.
But yeah, they kill the dog, and then Theon takes the car to a chop shop, and he's like, yo, could you work on this car? And he's like, I know whose car this is. Fuck no, I ain't working on this damn car. And then he punches him. I love when he calls the guy on the phone, and he's all like
really pissed off because yeah, but he stole John Wick's car. Oh, never mind.
I love that. He's just like, shit. But yeah, the car is John Wick. He's like, oh. then he ends up then he ends up getting Yosef over here, and to my favorite scene of the movie when they have their conversation. Jacob, I'll let you tell what happens because I don't want to, as I have to hype myself up for this. Just like,
oh yeah.
Or
I see the stretch.
Jacob, you look confused.
Yeah, I don't know what happens.
All right, fine. I'll say it. So he gets I rewatched this scene to like, because this movie's like that good. So he's like, "Hey son, how's it going?" And he gets him some vodka, and then he just punches him and makes him puke the vodka back up. And then he goes on this very epic diatribe on why John Wick is the scariest, most badass guy who's ever lived. And yeah, it's a great scene. It's a great like how to make the hero scary to like people who.
Well, one thing I love about this scene is that in the first movie, he actually says, "I've seen John Wick kill a man with a pencil," and then in the next movie, you actually see him do his pencil trick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. He just goes, "I saw him once kill 3 men with a pencil, a fucking pencil." Like, you're like, oh shit.
You actually see him doing it. It's a lot more graphic than you imagine it.
Oh my god, yeah, no, it's my favorite scene in the movie.
I mean, if you thought the Joker's pencil trick was disturbing, wait till you see John Wick's.
Oh,
but let's not compare it to what John Wick has done.
I think John Wick would scare the Joker. To be honest with you.
Oh. You know, honestly, John Wick. I have a feeling John Wick only likes to fuck people who are bad guys. Like, I think if you're a good guy, he would be nice to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has a code.
Yes, he absolutely has a code.
Yeah. But yeah, he basically goes, yeah, he just pissed off the wrong guy, and I love how he calls the dude on the phone. He's like, hey John, maybe we could work something out, and he just hangs up the phone. He's like, what'd he say? He's like, enough. And then he sends a bunch of guys to go kill John, and of course, John just murders everybody like it's another Tuesday. It's beautiful. Yeah. You know what scene I'm talking about? It's when they invade his house, and they're all like, and you can see him doing it himself. What do you guys think of the action? I'll let Jacob go first. What do you think of the action, man? Like,
the action was exciting and visceral. And Keanu Reeves' commitment to the action, since he did most of his own stunts. Kudos to you, Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, obviously there was a stunt double, but for the most part, yeah, it is his own stunt.
Most definitely.
Like, one thing about the John Wick movies is that hopefully it will put an end to like handheld and shaky cam filmed action scenes.
Yeah,
you got none of that.
Yeah, because I'm not a fan of shaky cam, especially when it comes to action. So yeah.
And yeah, no. I a lot of people tend to complain that Baba Yaga is like a old witch in Russian folklore, but they're missing the point of the scene. They're not saying that John Wick is like literally Baba Yaga. They're saying that he is an assassin of such skill that he invokes the fear of something like Baba Yaga. Am I crazy?
No.
It's like Vigo says. He's like, he's not a guy who he's not what you'd call a boogeyman. He's who you send to kill the fucking boogeyman.
Oh.
I love the crime boss.
Sounds about right.
It's so good. Now, I love how he just like berates him. He's like, "Bitch, this is your fault. Like, why are you being? You're like, bro, don't get mad because you parented bad. All right, this is your fault." But I digress.
I digress too.
But yeah, basically, John Wick turns out to be the scariest, most feared assassin in their world.
Oh yes. And like even implies like the amount of the killings that this guy did laid the foundation for everything they built. But like with Michael Nyquist's character, it's like he's like a crime boss, but it's like only a fraction of like the big picture of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes you wonder, like, what did he do? Like, what was his last assignment? You know? I mean, do you guys have any theories, or have you not thought about it?
I never thought about it, to be honest.
Thought about it? All right.
I think it's fine just being a mystery. In all honesty, I think it's fine just being a mystery.
That's fair. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, but yeah, it's just like against all odds, he succeeded to like just kill everybody. So then, after killing everybody, he ends up hiring a guy called Charlie, who's this like really creepy guy, to come clean up the bodies. Oh yeah, there's also a hilarious scene with the cop. I love that scene. Where
Yeah, just check out.
He's just like, hey, John, Jimmy, you working again? No, just dealing with some personal stuff. Just sorting something out, or I forget exactly what he says, but something like that.
Oh, yeah. But it's like, I think now is a good time to talk about the soundtrack of these movies.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like the song "Killing Strangers" by Marilyn Manson, like that perfectly sets the tone of the scene. Like, we're killing strangers. We're killing strangers so we don't kill the ones that we love.
It's a great soundtrack.
Oh,
I love how they always play it with Willem Dafoe's character.
Yeah.
Or when something like foreboding's gonna happen.
Right.
I also love the music in the nightclub scene, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself.
Oh, dude, La Castlevania does a lot of that music. Like, I think Tyler Bates does the score, but La Castlevania does a lot of this stuff. Like, La Castlevania, they also did the great stuff from the fourth movie as well, which I do want to talk about. Like, because I kind of want this to be a discussion on the whole franchise.
All right, we usually do like one movie at a time, but we can talk a little bit about the whole franchise. But
It'd be like 5 hours.
That would take like 5 hours to go through every single movie.
I mean, like maybe like half hour for each movie or something.
Yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, we could make like a series out of it, but I don't know if I want to. Yeah, he ends up putting a bounty on John's head and says, "Hey, Willem Dafoe, I know you and John are tight, but I want you to go kill him. Totally not gonna backfire on me."
Oh yeah.
Oh no way.
Like contrast with like Donnie Yen's character Kane, you know, like he has to protect his daughter, even though he's friends with John Wick.
Yeah, I love in the fourth movie when he's like, "Hey, remember your daughter?" He's like, "Fuck you."
Dude, I love how it ended like Barry Lyndon.
Yeah, no, I mean I haven't seen Barry Lyndon in a long time, but yeah, no, it's like a duel.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's such a great way to subvert expectations. I mean, I would have loved the climax to be like another epic action scene, but instead we got like just like a dueling pistols. I just love that, the tension and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, John decides to go to the Continental, and now we can talk about probably my favorite aspect of these movies, the world.
Oh god.
I love the world of John Wick so much.
And we're getting the Continental series soon.
I know. That's man.
Yeah, like Mel Gibson's gonna be in it.
What? He is? Yeah, I got canceled.
Yeah. And also the next one is the Ballerina, which is like a spin-off starring Ana de Armas.
That is true. I am curious to see what that movie will be like.
I'll see it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll definitely see. Oh yeah, shit, he is in it.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, yeah, I love the world in this movie. Jacob, what do you think about the world of the Continental and just this weird criminal underworld?
Oh yeah, there's one thing that the John Wick films have been consistent with is the world building.
Oh, I know.
It's like every single movie goes to a different location. There's more that could possibly make more movies that don't involve John Wick. It can involve other characters as well. I love it.
Like in the first one, you had that female assassin who rightfully got killed because she did business on continental grounds. Like, you know the rules, bitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I love how one of them them's like, "Hey John, you back in business?" And she's definitely like, "I'm gonna fuck this guy." or I got that vibe when I saw the movie. I'm like, "Yo, she wants to fuck." It's all in the eyes, Chico.
All in the eyes.
All in the eyes.
I'm not a huge fan of Scarface, but I love that line.
I mean, you saw like Winston had to pay just for helping John Wick a little bit, just for giving him some time to escape. He's got like the whole Continental gets destroyed in the fourth movie.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love the world of John Wick. Just the weird rules and customs. Now, admittedly, this is probably not how it works in the real world.
Oh, definitely not.
Oh, God, no.
I just came up with a good theory, though. I have a feeling each one of these Continentals has like built-in like stacks of dynamite hidden in them. So in case they break the rules, the high table would instantly destroy it.
That makes sense. I mean, they blew it up in the 4th movie, so I mean that kind of lends credence to your theory.
I mean, no one can do business on continental grounds because if you do, you might accidentally blow the place up.
It's like like they're very like, look, everyone's gonna be nice here. No business on the Continental. I repeat, no business on the Continental. But there's some dumbasses who break it anyway because.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Because why not? One of them, this lady called Miss Perkins, who, while she looks pretty, is totally nasty. Well, that sounded kind of wrong, but that came out kind of wrong. Raymond's just sitting there like, idiots.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, because like, oh my god.
that didn't come out right. But
yes. Like, every city has their own version of the Continental as well, like the Osaka one.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I love about the 4th one, because like I've been to Japan a couple times, and in my personal opinion, I like Osaka more than Tokyo. So I love how they picked Osaka for the location.
Lucky bastard.
I
always wanted to go there.
So like they had the guy from the Twilight Samurai. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, or well, he was in the Last Samurai.
I haven't been in a long time. But I know he's been in other stuff as well.
He was in The Last Samurai, which I thought was fine. Like, it's basically...
I mean, I will say, Last Samurai probably the best use of the Dances with Wolves formula.
I agree.
Yeah. It's not terrible. Yeah, he's in the movie for, like, about 10 minutes. Something like that.
I think he was in Bullet Train.
Yeah, I haven't seen Bullet Train. You know, that's another kind of
it's okay.
It's kind of a pet conspiracy theory, like maybe Bullet Train takes place in the same world as John Wick.
Yeah, I mean, considering that he's in it, it wouldn't make sense.
It
wouldn't. It would just feel very off.
Well, that was more of a joke, but you know.
I enjoyed Bullet Train, but it really annoys me when like people take what should be really fun, simple stories and they make it too complex.
Yeah, I agree. That's where it fell.
But I don't know. I wouldn't mind giving it another chance.
I think it's a fun movie. I would say Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brian Tyree Henry were my favorite parts of the movie, personally.
And Taylor Johnson might be the next James Bond.
Really? Wow, I'm surprised.
That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah, kick-ass Bond. Yes.
But yeah, I love the. But yeah, back to John Wick. I love the world of these movies, of this film, because it's like, and I love how it never like overly explains everything. You know, it just kind of lets you in, and you're like, and it makes you want to see more. It's not like, here's some sequels we're gonna make. You know, it's more like,
wink,
hey,
wink.
Yeah, no, they don't do that, but they're more like, hey, here's this cool world, and maybe we'd like to do some stuff in it. Like, there's so many, like, it's one of those, like, there's so many possibilities after you watch it. You're like, oh man. I want to see more.
They can explore that more if they made a sequel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Grace. I mean, like they make it so you want a spin-off of every character. I'm like, obviously, I'm not saying you should make a spin-off of every character, but like the supporting characters are so interesting. Like, I think the Continental series is going to focus on Winston when he's younger. Like, it takes place in the 70s or something.
Mm-hmm. And building great characters as well that are likable, and some of them you can actually see have their own spin-off show or movie. That's one of the things that's great about the John Wick franchise. It's not just about John Wick. They have really entertaining characters. That's not just about John Wick.
No, not just about John Wick. I mean, Christ. I mean, like John Wick 4 definitely has the best characters, but like there's still some other great ones as well. Like Halle Berry in the third one. Like that was a good career comeback, you know.
Well, absolutely.
You know what's funny? Like, there's a lot of good humor in the John Wick films, too. But probably the most I've ever laughed was in the third John Wick movie in Morocco. Halle Berry got all angry. He's like, this bastard, he killed my dog. And John Wick was like, I get it. That put a huge laugh on my face. Like, I get it. Love that.
Even though they're like, yeah, no.
That's definitely the funniest joke from the John Wick movies.
No, it does make me wonder though. So I'm like, so in the John Wick films, like in the Continental, like, do they serve civilians as well, or is it just criminals?
My guess is they probably have to. I mean, like,
it's all exactly. That's what I think. But
the whole universe is underground, yet at the same time, it's all out in public. I mean, in John Wick 4, you have like people in this world working inside the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's all out in the public for everyone to see.
Yeah, they're just like.
Like, it's not really that under.
That brings me back to the scene with the cop. I love how it explains a lot without just like spelling it out. Like, oh, the cops kind of have a little agreement with the, you know. It's like it's show don't tell, you know. And I know that probably annoys people now when they say it, but it's a good example of that. Like it shows you the world. It doesn't just like go like, oh, here's all this cool stuff, you know.
Showing, not telling.
Yes.
Showing, not exactly.
Yeah, they're not just, you know. That would just be annoying if they just explained everything. It's like, oh, it just kills the mystique out of the whole thing.
I know.
Now, also just be lazy writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, lazy.
Exactly. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it's just lazy writing.
But yeah, they say don't conduct business, aka don't kill each other.
Yeah.
But you know, that's fair. I mean,
yeah. Like that's fair. Like, it makes you wonder, like, how do these people make a living? Like, I guess they're supposed to, like, I guess, you know what I think it is? I think people make money because whenever somebody breaks the rules, a contract goes out on their head. So these assassins, they get money by fulfilling those contracts.
You know who I would like to see a spin-off movie about? I'd like to see a spin-off about Mr. Nobody from, or whatever that guy's name was, the gunslinger guy from John Wick 4.
Oh, the black guy? Yeah. You know what's funny?
I would love to see that, actually.
They didn't really say this in the movie, but I like to think that guy got his, like, $40 million in the end.
Though I will admit, yeah, I remember my dad was like, "What? Why is this guy in the movie?" I'm like, "I don't know. I love him. I think he's cool."
Hence his name, Mr. Nobody.
Like, with his characters, like, he wasn't necessarily needed for the plot, but at the same time, I'm really glad he's in it.
Yeah, he's...
Like, I love how he refuses to kill John Wick unless the bounty is high enough.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. He get higher and higher.
But yeah, so John goes to the Continental. Or no, didn't he already get hurt? Like, isn't this the part where his arm's in the sling? I forget.
I mean, I'm sure he got hurt, but like...
I'm sure he got hurt, yeah.
Like, John gets fucked up pretty bad in this movie.
Yeah. He, if I remember, he gets punched, stabbed, or no?
Even the first one, he fell off like a 2-story, like the club and everything.
Oh yeah, he fell a story down a club. He murdered... I
like to think that Kevlar vest or like bulletproof vest or whatever. I like to think that kind of helps against falls.
Yeah, I could see that. Then we meet Winston, played by Ian McShane. He's great in this. I love how he's just, he's just sitting there. He's the king of this joint, you know?
Yeah.
He's just sitting there like, yeah, I'm the owner. What's up, boy? Yeah, he's great. And he basically just goes, hey, John, I'm not really supposed to tell you this, but, Yosef is definitely not at this particular nightclub called Red Circle.
Yeah, I love the nightclub. Like that whole basement is like full of hot tubs and like hot girls serving.
Oh my gosh, like, I'd love to go there. I'm like, yo, is this place like real? I'd like to go in a hot tub.
I'm always disappointed that it's not like John Wick. Well, that club is nothing compared to the Berlin Club in John Wick 4.
Oh,
yeah,
like,
that's insane.
Holy shit, that's just amazing.
So many amazing scenes in John Wick 4.
Yeah, I know. There's so many like great scenes in that movie.
There's so many great scenes in every movie.
But yeah, I love how he goes there and he ends up seeing the guy Francis. He's like, "Hey, Francis." He's like, "What's up?" He's like, "Oh, you're working again?" He's like, "Something like that." He's like, "Why don't you take a night off?" He's just like, "Fuck this shit. I don't get paid enough for this." And then he walks off. He's played by like a famous wrestler. I forget the guy's name, but I think it's like Kevin Nash. No, wait, that's a basketball player.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, he's just like, "Thank you, Mr. Wick," in like a weird like Russian accent. I don't know why he decided to do that, but yeah. Then he goes and starts just murdering everybody, and then we get to most people agree the best action scene of this movie, which is the nightclub scene. I love the music in this
Oh,
like,
look, Vanya.
Yeah, and it goes. It's like, fuck yeah.
But like, dude, I love how John Wick 4 they use that exact same music for like that eagle eye like shotgun shootout scene with the fire ammunition. They use the exact same music again, which I thought that was a great move. You know, like they used it in the first movie. Now that they're using it in the last movie, like it's all come full circle.
Yep. Like let's take that scene and make it even better in the fourth.
Yeah, no, but that music is fucking dope. Like, I had to track it down. It was tough. It was tough. But yes, I have to agree with Raymond. The soundtrack in this movie is fucking baller.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing.
He kills everybody, and probably the best nightclub shootout scene since Collateral.
Yeah, Chris Tuckman said that exact words.
I was about to say, yeah, you know, Chris Stuckman turned me, and I think Jacob as well, onto a lot of movies, like Collateral, Prisoners.
I saw Collateral because of him.
Under the Skin. Just a bunch of movies.
But, like, I don't really watch Chris Stuckman anymore. Do you guys feel the same way?
Yeah, no,
I watch him.
I don't watch him as much anymore.
I mean, like, he's so monotone when he does reviews. Like, even movies he really loves, he doesn't seem like he loves them because it's just so monotone.
Yeah.
There was one he saw I was interested in. It was like a sci-fi movie. It was shit. What was that movie called?
The Artificial Girl.
The Artificial Girl. Yes, I'm like, I want to see that.
I'll see it.
Yeah, it's basically it's about like a guy who ends up creating this thing that can track down predators. It's really interesting. No, not the alien predator. Not the predator.
Predators.
Like online predators, you know. Not predators from the. God damn it! I can't do this. This joke has gone on too long. But yes. He ends up shooting his way through the thing, but he doesn't get Yusuf, who basically just runs off like a bitch. I love the line before he just goes, "I'm not scared of the boogeyman." He's like,
well, you fucking should be.
I'm like, yeah, you should be. And then he just like murders everybody in his way.
It's glorious.
Oh yeah, like he's shooting people in the face. He's throwing them off the balcony. He like slits some dude's throat. It's ridiculus.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob's like, fuck yeah.
It's like, yes.
Yeah. Well,
A man getting revenge for his dog. So yes.
Like, except for like maybe a little bit of a car chase in the end, most of the action, well, it is awesome. It's mostly just like hand-to-hand combat and shooting. Later movies got a lot more creative.
Yeah.
Way more.
Like the third movie in Morocco, there's like this scene that there's just a bunch of cute dogs mauling each other.
Yeah.
Mauling bad guys.
Mauling the guys to death, and Braun, she's like fucking kneecapped Braun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hey, man, I'll get kneecapped by Halle Berry.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, dude. Halle Berry, that was a good career comeback for her, being in John Wick 3. Like, she committed to that.
Better than
big time.
Fucking Catwoman, Jesus Christ.
How can I redeem myself? John Wick 3. There you go.
Why not? Yes, it's a great
Jacob,
dude.
Don't you have
That's
HBO
John
Max?
Wick, every actor should try to be a part of, you know? Should want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Shit, I'd be a part of it. I'm not even an actor. Wait, Jacob, do you have HBO Max?
Yeah, I do.
I do.
Okay. I was just making sure because I'm like there's some movies on there. But shit, I was gonna recommend you something, but I forgot what it was now. Anyway. Yeah, I think John Wick is on there if I remember right.
I mean, the first 3 John Wick movies are on Taiwanese Netflix.
Oh, it is? Really? Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I rewatched all of them before watching the new one. And I saw John Wick 4 again last night.
You saw it?
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I've only seen it 3 times. And, like, even 2 months later, it's still in Taiwanese movie theaters.
Yeah, I'll admit in the 4th one, the only thing that kind of threw me off is that, like, he fucking gets thrown off a building and he survives. I'm just like, dude, okay.
I can forgive that, though.
No, I mean, that I get that's a nitpick, but I'm just like...
no more ridiculous than, like, Indiana Jones.
Like, it's not supposed to be realistic, I get that, but I was just like, oh my god.
I mean, he landed on the car.
Yeah, that's true.
He did land on the car.
Yeah, he did land on a car. And, but yeah, no, so John ends up resting. He's like, fuck this, I'm going back to the Continental. And then, Miss Perkins, again, very pretty woman, but not a pretty... Not...
You mean nasty.
It's gonna make like a clever comment, but it just kind of died. But yeah, she tries to kill him. By the way, and then Marcus shows up. Willem Dafoe shows up, and he's like, "Am I gonna kill him?" No. I don't feel like it. He like shoots to warn him, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And then they, even though this man is in like a sling and he's like beaten up, he still kicks her ass. I'm like, that's just embarrassing at this point.
That's sad.
And she's like crawling out. He tells her how much did he pay her, and then fucking Lester from The Wire is there, and he's like, "Oh, hey John." He's like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" And I love how dry and normalized everything is in this. Like Sharon just calls him. He's like, hey, we're getting some noise complaints. Like, what's going on? He's like, I have an unexpected visitor. He's like, do you think we should send up some people? He's like, wait, no, I think I got this.
Yeah. And of course, like I said, she rightfully gets killed for starting business on continental grounds.
Yeah. That's a fucking cool scene, too, and he's all like, by the way, your stuff's revoked. He walks away, they fucking just shoot her, and he's just like, it's fucking badass, and he gives, like, the coin to the guy, and the dude's like,
nice.
Gonna clean it up. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
It's like, I don't know why I thought that was cool out of all the stuff. I'm just like, this is terrible. But it's, she basically goes, he doubled the bounty, and I'm like, this ain't personal, but, you know, I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, oh, that's alright. Then she kills Lester, which that pissed me off. I'm like, oh, dude, no! Why not Lester? He also tells her that, she also explains that, Vigo has some money in a church. One of the funny scenes in John Wick is when he walks up to the church.
Play a huge role in like the John Wick franchise.
Which I think is funny. The guy when he walks to the church, he's like, "Oh, hello, my son. How are you doing?" Fucking blows his kneecap off. Fucking, I'm just like.
But the churches play a huge role in the John Wick franchise. They're like fronts.
Oh yeah, they love churches in the John Wick.
Eastern Orthodox, apparently.
But yeah, I love how he just like walks in and just fucking blows the dude's kneecap off. Yeah. I'm like, damn, dude. And he's like, and then he like burns the money, and then Vigo's like, fuck this, we're killing him like immediately.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's what happens. Vigo arrives to see what's going on, and then John just fucking shows up and kills everybody. And I love when he catches up to him. He's like, okay. And he gets out of the car. He's like, alright. It's cool. And one of the things I'm kind of like, okay, this guy fucking needs to die. He's like, oh, this is where they're holding my son. I'm like, dude.
Oh, yeah. I do like how he was kind of said, thanks for giving my son a good, clean death.
Yeah, no, it's like, look, I know Theon's a little shit in this movie, but like my respect for this man just fucking plummeted after that. I'm like, seriously, you're gonna rat your
died because he was so much of a fuck up.
I'm like, yo, he's so much of a pussy. Like he'd give up his son to save his own ass. Like that's just sad.
Yeah.
Gotta look out for myself. I don't care if I'm the father.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, dude, that's cold, man. That's some, like, Godfather type of shit. Even, like, Michael Corleone made that shit look fucking classy. He's like, look, my brother fucking betrayed me. He's gotta go. I don't like it, but... no, he's just like, oh, no, my son. Here's you go. This is fucking thing. It's like, fuck you, man. Go die. Just die in a hole.
That sounds a fuck up anyway, so...
He was a fuck up anyway. I'm like... And I love how the scene when he finally gets revenge on him gets shot. Like, he's literally, like, walking around, shoots the guy, and then he's all like, yo, could you put up that fucking video game? His brains just get fucking blown out. He's like, oh, fuck. And then he's, like, shooting everybody, blows up the cars. He's like, it's just a fucking bang. Like, that's the end of that.
If it were me, I would have John Kramered him. Jigsaw.
Oh, my God. Fucking gone full John Doe or John Kramer, just murdering him in the most cruel way imaginable.
What the box? Oh my god.
Oh,
that
Jesus.
Was it.
Like how?
They're my people. If I were John Wick, I would do it that way.
Yeah, no, John's more about, I'm not fucking around. I'm just shooting the guy and done with my business.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's what you get for killing my dog.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, like, once he kills, like, Michael Nvquist's character, like, in the rain, it's still not over, because, like, his past still catches up to him. Like, in the first film, he loses his dog, but in the second film, he loses, like, his entire house.
Yeah. Bro, Santino's the most, like, he's just such a smug prick. And I'm like, God, I hate this guy.
Sounds about right.
Like, you think, like, Theon's just like Theon, you know? He's just a dumbass who doesn't know any better. This guy's just a fucking asshole. Like, ugh.
I know. He's so big of an asshole, no wonder John killed him on continental ground.
He's such a big asshole, he kills him. He's like, fuck the rules, bang.
Like, that was very nice of Winston, just to, like, give him an extra head start. Like, dude, I remember seeing that in the theaters.
He was so
like, that
loath,
was
they gave him a head start. Like, they didn't even give a fuck that he died. They're just like...
Like, dude, oh my god, like, I remember that was such a euphoric cliffhanger at the end of the movie. Like, the end of John Wick 2, but, like, just him seeing running, like, slowly and slowly, then you see all these people, like, open their cell phones, like, they're getting the message to kill him, but he just has to run.
Yeah, no, I love how he always looks like he's, like, he's just pushing himself as far as he can go. When he's, like, running, especially in the fourth movie, he looks like he's barely managing to hold on, and he's just, like, you know...
Yeah.
It's not a Tom Cruise run.
See pictures of Keanu Reeves today, like, he has a lot of gray hair. Like, you can see he's getting old.
Yeah, he's getting there. Though
he's
he has
almost
aged
60.
well.
I mean, I'm definitely fine with John Wick 4 being the ending of his story.
I hope it's the end. I don't want to pick one, personally.
But I want this to be at the end of John Wick's story. But I do want to see some spinoffs.
I would love
me too.
that too. Yeah.
But I personally don't want a fifth John Wick movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Story kind of ended well in 4. I don't think he died though.
There'll always be a mystery.
Fucking, like, when I see the fucking body in the ground, he's dead. Okay. You don't fucking kill Baba Yaga. Anyway. So Willem Dafoe's walking back to his house, and then Marilyn Manson starts playing, and you know some shit's about to go down. And
Big time.
Miss Perkins shows up, and they start torturing the guy to death. And then he offers him some veggie juice. He's like, here, some veggie juice. And then they kill Willem Dafoe in the most graphic way possible. I'm just like, god damn, dude.
Godspeed, Willem Dafoe.
I know. Yeah, yeah. Fucking Godspeed. Godspeed, Willem Dafoe. Bam! Just blows up the... No, but he manages to go out on his own terms. Like, he takes, like, some guns, and then Vito just shoots him. And then he calls John. He's like, yo, I just killed your boy. He's like, god damn it. I would have just killed Vigo right there when he had him cornered at the car, but it's just whatever. I guess John's honor is like, yo, he ain't a part of this. It's between me and the son.
Yeah.
That's when Winston has Perkins killed in that really awesome scene. It's just like, bam, 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 bam. It's like shoots at the same time. I don't know why she went back there. Like, what was she expecting? That's one of the scenes. Yeah, that's one of the scenes I'm kind of like, what? Like, I don't know why they didn't. I'm like, I don't know why she went there. It's never really explained.
Yeah,
maybe
really
she knows she's gonna die. I don't know.
Maybe she's just like, fuck this. It's like, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit, yeah.
Yeah, no. But yeah, John is like, he then Winston then calls John again, tells him that Vigo's about to like call him on. He's like, hey, Vigo totally not gonna start just jumping ship on a helicopter. And John's like, okay, I got you. And then we get this like really awesome final where it's in the rain and it looks really cool.
There's like car chases in it. Now, you can tell that Keanu Reeves is actually driving the car himself by the way it's shot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I mean, I'm jumping ahead of myself again, but we gotta talk about the Arc de Triomphe like car chase scenes. Like whenever they're filming it, you can actually see Keanu Reeves in the car.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it reminds me of Bullet, but the cars definitely make me think of Bullet.
Yeah.
Which you can watch on HBO Max, by the way. Or I think you can. I don't remember. Anyway. But yeah, John ends up killing Vigo, and then he's like, fuck this, I'm gonna die. And he's like, well, never mind, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna get a new dog, and it's a pit bull, so sadly not as cute as the beagle. And they end up going home. And that's the end of John Wick #1. Then we had 3 more movies.
It certainly ain't the end of the story, though.
Nope.
Nope.
But it does wrap up that part of the story. And then it only gets...
Like I said, when you're starting a franchise, you kind of have to wrap up the first story because you don't know if it's good enough to get sequels.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and then we got a really great franchise out of it. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing, like, spin-offs of the John Wick world.
Yes. It's definitely one of those universes you really want to get invested in.
Like,
absolutely.
Have you guys heard of Ballerina? I think we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah, with
what?
Apparently Ana de Armas is going to be in it.
The Ballerina, Raymond.
Yeah, because remember the third movie where John Wick goes to like Angelica Houston and sees her, and like she has like her own ballerina dojo.
Wait, is she related to Danny Houston?
No, I think Angelica Houston. I think her father was John Houston.
Okay, so she is related to Danny Houston. Oh yeah, hey Jacob, you know what a movie you should see? Wait, have you seen The Proposition?
No.
Yeah, I have. It was pretty good.
Well, I know you've seen The Proposition. Hey Jacob, you should see The Proposition. It's a very good movie.
Is it good?
It is.
He'll make a proposition. He'll make a proposition with you to go see The Proposition.
Yeah, oh man, Ray Winstone would fit very nicely in the John Wick world.
In the John Wick franchise.
I was just
maybe
saying.
not as a side character.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's it. You can be a great character in John Wick, even if you're not an action star.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's like a modern gangster movie in a lot of ways, as much as it is an action movie.
Yeah.
Though it's hardly realistic, I would say, and it's not meant to be fair.
But it's still somewhat grounded, you know?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no,
one of my rules is that things don't have to make sense in the real world, but they do have to make sense in the world you're in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, John Wick wouldn't have survived falling down a flight of stairs. But this ain't the real world, so
Or if he did, he would have broken a lot of bones. He'd been like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still more realistic than a lot of stuff in Indiana Jones.
That's true. It's definitely more grounded in Indiana Jones.
You hear about like the reviews for Cannes?
For what?
The reviews at Cannes for the new Indiana Jones movie?
Oh, dear.
Yeah, they're mixed so far.
Yeah, it sounds pretty worrisome. Like, do you think there'll be a Star Wars prequel effect when people start liking King of the Crystal Skull more?
Oh, God, no.
I'm like, this gets me worried.
You know,
the reviews are mixed so far.
You know, what's funny about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, like, a lot of people like to hate on, like, the fridge scene. Like, that didn't bother me so much as, like...
I mean, dude, in Temple of Doom, there was a scene where, like, Indy and company, they fell off a plane in the sky onto a raft. They landed with no broken bones. Then they, like, fell off a cliff. And again, no broken bones or anything.
Yeah, exactly. What bothered me about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is it didn't really, like, they kind of lost what made Indiana Jones awesome is that he's just a dude, you know? Like,
yeah,
he's always getting his ass
still
beat.
vulnerable.
The big problem was too much CGI.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That's
And
really
Indiana Jones not being vulnerable,
like,
just on top of things all the time. First scene is dumb, but it's not like one of those scenes where it's like, okay, this just sealed the deal that I hate this movie.
Though the alien stuff, that was pretty stupid. With fucking Arena's Falco, she's like, ah! And her, like, fucking brain explodes. You're like, what the fuck?
So I will say,
That was hilarious.
it really did rip off National Treasure.
I thought National Treasure was an Indiana Jones ripoff.
Oh, I love National Treasure. National Treasure is the Indiana Jones I grew up with. I love those movies. And those
Yeah, I enjoy them. I don't care what anyone says.
National Treasure show without Nicolas Cage.
Have you seen the Mummy films with Brendan Fraser?
No, I haven't.
That shit is really inspired by Indiana Jones. Like, I'm
Big time.
oh my gosh.
And Dwayne Johnson's this terrible CGI Scorpion King. So there you go.
Yeah, no, that was
I will say this though. I mean, Dial of Destiny, my guess is it probably won't be as bad as a lot of clickbait videos say, but one thing I really hope is that I hope it doesn't ruin James Mangold's career.
Yeah, I the only thing the reason I'm like kind of looking forward to the new Indiana Jones because James Mangold's playing it. Like, if you don't have Spielberg, like, Mangold's pretty good. Like, he's a good director to have.
Mangold can do anything though. That's the thing. He can do anything.
Yeah, he's a very versatile director. I mean, he did
Walk the
Ford
Line.
vs. Ferrari, Logan, Identity,
Logan,
Walk the Line.
Ford vs. Ferrari.
310 Yuma.
310 Yuma, that's a good movie.
He's done some.
My favorite's Logan, of course. The Wolverine was very good too.
Up until the last 15 minutes for me.
No.
But
Like, I don't think, like, I don't even think the last, like, 20 minutes is that bad. Like, it is pretty goofy, but, like, dude, superhero movies are pretty goofy in general, so...
Dude,
come
I
on.
like how Logan got a nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay.
that made me happy.
Though I will say, it did kind of stretch it a little bit when he goes, sayonara, and pushes the dude off the fucking edge. I'm like, dude, okay. Alright.
Throwing the Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, why don't you throw in the Wilhelm just to sell
I
it?
bet he has the R2D2 scream. I like R2D2's Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I love Yoda's yell when he goes. Did you guys ever play the Lego Star Wars games?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
haven't
lived
played
on
the new
those.
ones, dude. I like the old ones because I love how the characters don't talk.
Yeah, I know, me too. It's
It's
great.
funny. I love in the Empire Strikes Back level when like Darth Vader was telling Luke that he's his father, and he like took up like a family portrait of Anakin and Padme pregnant. It was like,
And he's like, oh, and then he like falls
I
over.
just love that. That's just hilarious.
Yeah, I'll admit my movie watching's been really bad. I mean, I got some movies in the mail. Raymond really wants me to watch Sword of Doom. I might actually.
I was going to ask, have you seen that yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, that movie's insane. It's way ahead of its time too. Like the main character in that is just a flat out villain.
Jacob, have you seen any movies recently? You're usually better at keeping up with films than I am, at least at the moment.
Yeah, quite a bit. I saw Guardians 3. I actually saw it this Friday.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it last week.
Again this Friday.
Oh, you saw it again this Friday. I'm like, that was funny. I texted you the other day, and you were like, "Yo, dude." I mentioned something about Guardians 3. He's like, funny you mentioned that. I just got back from seeing it again.
And like I said,
okay, this is a 4-star to 4.5.
It's nice seeing a Marvel movie that actually takes itself seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just the rocket flashbacks alone.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this doesn't feel like an MCU movie. This is what we needed, not Quantumania. No.
And tell me something. Did you get like a real special like Andrew Garfield and No Way Home feeling when you got to hear the very first fuck in an MCU movie?
I did. I was like, well, I heard Chris Pratt say, "Open the fucking door." I was like, finally, an F-bomb in the MCU, and it doesn't cut away from it.
I know it's
that was pretty funny.
I know it's. I just thought it was fun because I remember like the Zack Snyder movie. I was like, and he was gonna be like, Batman's gonna say fuck, and I remember I was just like, that's so stupid. And then Carlton bitched me out about it. Well, I'm like, I mean,
they've said fucks in like X-Men movies before.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Wolverine though. I mean, he says fuck a lot. Like he seems like the type who'd say fuck. So I mean.
But didn't in like Dark Phoenix? Didn't in Dark Phoenix, Cyclops was like, "Don't touch her, I'll fucking kill you" or something like that.
I didn't see it, but.
Don't see it.
I stopped.
It seems like when he did it, that came off more as "You're not my fucking mother" from The Room.
We watched that in my media production class, and like we
The
stopped
Room?
at The Room. We like last
That
day
is
of class,
so funny.
and we stopped at "You're not my fucking mother."
Stop gaining up on me!
Yeah.
You know what's funny? The actor who played Denny, he was 26 when they were filming it.
Wow.
Dude, and if you look at that actor today, he looks like he's in his 60s.
It looks like he's in his 60s?
No, if you look at that actor today, he looks like he's in his 60s.
Oh. Jacob, I'm hoping you've seen The Room in its glory.
Oh, you should. Yeah, I've seen The Room. I mean, who hasn't seen The Room?
Try sitting through Tommy Wiseau's sitcom, The Neighbors.
I'm not even gonna try. I've seen like clips.
Dude, it's so fucking bad. It's almost like it's trying to be as awful as possible.
Have you seen Samurai Cop?
Oh no,
that
I know
movie's
Tommy Wiseau's in the
hilarious.
sequel.
Oh my gosh, Samurai Cop is hilarious. Like, dude.
Dude, Tommy Wiseau was actually in the sequel.
Yeah, I know. We saw the sequel too in like this group I was in. Oh, great experience. Like, great movie to watch with friends and just get drunk and laugh at.
Oh my god.
Veronica's another hilarious movie.
But the thing about The Neighbors is that it's so bad, like it's also very racist too.
The Neighbors?
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau's sitcom.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one with Seth Rogen.
I just like that movie's cringe as fuck.
Dude, the first Neighbors was when we're talking about the Seth Rogen movies. The first movie was okay. The second one was absolutely dreadful.
Seriously,
Never been
like,
a fan of them anyway. So
let me think. Superbad and
Superbad. I mean,
Pineapple Express. Those are two really good films. I fucking love
Superbad. Superbad was my gateway drug to modern raunchy R-rated comedies. That was my gateway drug to them.
I don't even remember mine for. It's probably either that or the Pineapple Express because I love both of those movies.
Oh, the 40-Year-Old Virgin, of course. I saw Forgetting Sarah Marshall in theaters with my parents. That was so awkward as hell.
I can see that.
That was so cringe.
It's been a long time since I saw that movie, but
I haven't seen it since theaters. Because it traumatized me so much seeing it with my parents.
That was your Hereditary.
Oh God.
That was the one you saw with your parents. You're like, what the fuck? Why did I?
In theaters, though. I saw it in theaters. I remember I also showed my parents Fight Club, which was awkward.
Which is a phenomenal movie, despite what Britton says.
Yes.
Look, I prefer Seven and The Social Network.
Seven's good, but Fight Club's better.
That's all I'm saying.
I'd say my top 3 Fincher would be Fight Club, The Social Network, and Zodiac.
That's a fair list, though. I have a buddy who's reading Fight Club right now. I'm like, oh boy, good luck with that.
Maybe he'll convince you that it's a great movie. Go watch the movie.
Yeah, finally, yeah, bro. Let me tell you, I have gotten blasted for not There's 2 movies I get blasted for saying I didn't love them. The Matrix is number 1.
John Wick is way better than The Matrix.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten death threats over The Matrix. That's how much no one's given me death threats over The Matrix yet, but I'm surprised no one has.
Well, maybe Carlton, but yeah.
Well, he disowned me for this.
Kind of hated.
Fight Club's the other. A lot of people are like, dude, you don't like Fight Club? I'm like, it's not that I don't like it. I think it's a good movie. It's just not one of my favorite films of all time.
I will say this thing. Speaking of which, I will say this though. I do like The Shining, but it doesn't rank very high on my list of Kubrick ratings.
I mean, that's fair. He's made a lot of other great movies.
But you know what it is? I know. I feel like people overanalyze the hell out of The Shining.
I agree. That is one I will happily. Guess what Carlton's watching? He's watching Scarface.
He just texted me about Scarface. Funny.
I'm just like, yo, dude, we were just talking about Scarface.
I love Scarface.
That's another one where I'm like, I don't love Scarface. I think there's better gangster films out there, but man, it's fun to watch. That's
funny. I think it's better than the 1932 version, but apparently that's actually a controversial opinion because I got a lot of shit over it on Film Buffs when I said that the Brian De Palma film was so much better.
Really? I thought that was more of a common thing,
Yeah.
It's certainly
apparently
it's not as ham-fisted as the original movie. It's not as ham-fisted as the original, because I remember seeing the original. It's one of those classic, oh yeah, see, crime doesn't pay, see, yeah. That type of film.
Yeah.
One of those types of movies, and you're like, oh god.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, was that James Cagney? I'm like, oh wait, no, I forgot. It's Paul Mooney.
Oh god, I've been so hesitant to see James Cagney gangster movies because I'm afraid they're gonna be all yeah, dude, crime doesn't. Wait, what?
White Heat is really damn good.
Oh, I wanted to see White Heat. That's
probably that's probably his best one.
Out of classic noir films, I'd like to see Out of the Past and The Maltese Falcon. I'd love to see those movies.
I saw them. I don't remember much about them, but I got Double Indemnity on the Criterion Blu-ray. That lived up to the hype.
Asphalt Jungle as well.
But I've seen Double Indemnity.
I have not.
Oh, that lived up to my expectations.
Is there any other movies you've seen, Jacob, aside from Guardians 3, or just?
What else have I seen? I saw the Super Mario Brothers movie, which I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah.
The only thing I was kind of looking forward to in that movie was Jack Black as Bowser, because he's just.
I mean, dude, he might get a nomination. He might get a nomination for best song because apparently it will qualify.
I hope so. To be completely honest.
Beaches, 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 beaches.
It's such bizarre casting in that movie. I'm like, okay, Charlie Day, he's great and It's Always Sunny. Which, speaking of that, have you guys seen those, have you noticed there's been, this trend recently of, TV shows from the actors having, a podcast about the show?
Yeah, dude, I was watching the Netscape Classified one.
There's the one for Wizards of Waverly Place, and there's one for It's Always Sunny.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the Netscape Classified one?
No, I haven't. That was after my time.
I thought it's fine, but the problem is they spend too much of those shows talking outside of the episode and talking about their personal lives. You know what I mean? And they get too personal sometimes.
Oh. Or no,
Like,
I meant to say that's before my time.
Yeah, like Lindsay Shaw, the actress who played Mose, on the Ned's Declassified podcast, she likes to talk about how often she likes to free bleed.
What the fuck is... you know what? Never mind. I don't even think I want to know what that is.
You need good imagination.
I don't think I want to know what that is.
Yeah. But they deviate so much from the episodes, though.
Jesus Christ. What other films have I seen recently?
I saw 4 by Paul Schrader.
Oh, yeah. No, first Reformed from him, I saw that, like, just kind of on a whim. That was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was. But have you seen Hardcore? This came from like 1979 or something like that. It's basically George C. Scott is like a very conservative, like Calvinist person. Then his daughter goes on like a missionary trip to California, but then he discovers that she's now working in the adult entertainment industry.
I think I've heard of this. I haven't seen it.
So it's like Taken. Like he tries to get her back.
Uh-huh.
So it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've heard of it. I'm not seeing it. I've only, let's see, what have I seen from Paul Schrader? I saw that really weird one he did with Willem Dafoe and Nicolas Cage a few years ago. That was really bad. I forget the name of that movie, but it was like a weird kind of Tarantino-esque movie. Taxi Driver, which he just.
There are no shortage of Tarantino knockoffs.
And
in fact, dude, for the movie Hardcore, like Tarantino has a whole book, and it has a whole chapter in his book dedicated to that movie, and it's basically another like spiritual remake to The Searchers. Like in his book, he talks about all these movies from the '70s, and pretty much on almost all of the chapters, he references The Searchers because that movie was way ahead of its time.
Agreed.
Like the whole anti-hero thing, like. That all dates back to The Searchers with John Wayne and Ethan Edwards.
I know Peck and Paw didn't like it. That sucks. I wanted Jacob to see The Wild Bunch, but it's gone from HBO Max again.
Oh, damn.
Dude, Wild Bunch is amazing.
I'm telling you, Jacob, the last battle scene in that movie, it'll crack your brain open.
I don't know what the that movie and trying to watch it.
It's either that or the climax of Sword of Doom.
I'll have to see Sword of Doom, and I'll let you know how it is. Maybe I have a couple movies here. But I got Clute in the mail for my birthday.
I've never seen Clute. Actually, I think I have, but like a long, long, long time ago.
Like Jane Fonda actually looks pretty fine in this, but
oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the type of movie I'd enjoy. I also got Get Carter, the original one with Michael Caine.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one a long time ago with Michael Caine.
Yes, when he was younger.
Dude, Michael Caine's a bloody good actor.
Didn't he retire?
He might have actually.
Yeah, I was about to say, dude, I usually don't think you can retire from something like art related, but you know what? Homie's like 90. You can retire, bro. You're good, man.
And let's be honest, Michael Caine, when he was in Tenet, he kind of collected a paycheck.
Oh,
yeah, he was in there for 2 seconds and like, yep.
Yo, I noticed with Tenet, I like that movie less the more that I think about it, because I'm like, what the fuck was that movie even about?
I've watched it 4 times and I still don't know what the fuck it's about.
I will say this, though. I mean, I was disappointed in Tenet, but I will say this. I don't think Nolan has lost any prestige for me, because, like, I mean, if you look at modern directors, Nolan is the last director I'd ever call underrated. And yet, from an Oscar standpoint, he really is.
I agree.
I mean, I definitely want to see Oppenheimer.
I mean, my favorites from him are still The Dark Knight and The Prestige. Because
Inception for me.
I'd say number 1 is Inception for me.
Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like Pulp Fiction. I like it, but it's like not one of my... Like, I think it's a great film, but it's not one of my favorites.
Especially if you look at Inception as an allegory for filmmaking.
Yeah. Prestige.
And it wasn't as confusing as Tenet. That's for sure.
Think about it.
Seriously, think about Inception for a minute. Leonardo DiCaprio is the director. The former Ellen Page is the screenwriter. Cillian Murphy's the star. Ken Watanabe is the producer. Tom Hardy's like the effects department.
And the actor as well, because he definitely has that kind of... Yeah, I do like Inception's kind of meta commentary on making films.
Yeah.
And, like, making dreams happen.
It's more of an allegory, though.
But I think it's, like, better in, like, The Prestige, you know? I like...
Yeah,
it's more of a personal preference. It's not really that I like Inception. I think it's a great... Like, I can put it on. It's a great film, you know, but...
That's funny. Everyone will remember Nolan for The Dark Knight, but... You can tell that The Dark Knight is not the movie he wants to be remembered for.
Yeah.
I was either going to say either The Dark Knight or Inception is probably going to be, like, the movie's best.
His most famous films.
Most people would say that The Dark Knight is his best film, yet that's not even the movie he wants to be remembered the most by.
Well, I mean, Dark Knight's just my favorite because I just love that movie. I can just see it over and over again.
Up to you. I'd say Inception's mine.
Yeah, no, I don't
And Oppenheimer looks amazing.
Yeah, no, Oppenheimer looks really good. I'm just hoping it doesn't go
Robert Jack, first legit role after bleeding Tony Stark.
Yeah, no, guys, he was in that fucking Doolittle movie. I didn't even see
Oh my
it.
god!
Ew, that was terrible.
I didn't see it. It looked bad.
Maybe Robert Jack or something, but still, I think actors be in movies like that because they have kids.
Yeah. Hey, my dad's in that terrible Doolittle movie. Yeah.
I mean, some kids aren't... some kids aren't like us who are like, oh, yeah, this movie's really well made. Some kids are just like, oh, yeah. And then there's like Norm in the North, where I remember I watched Chris Stuckman's video, and he was like, dude, there were kids getting bored in that movie. And I'm like...
And that's bad, when kids are getting bored.
That is so funny. Like, Stuckman's review of Norm in the North always cracks me up, because, like, Norm in the North is about a polar bear named Norm, voiced by veteran actor Rob Schneider. Like, that always gets a laugh out of me.
A polar bear that twerks, yeah.
That movie should have been called Deuce Bigalow, Arctic Gigolo.
Yeah, you totally...
I'm like, I know. You've said that.
Said the same thing about the Emoji Movie.
You realize
kids didn't even laugh.
You do realize there's like several straight-to-video sequels of it, right?
I have heard this, and I'm not gonna see it. So.
And Rob Schneider's not even in them. So I guess Rob Schneider was too good for the sequels.
Yeah, it seems so.
Even though, like, I've never really thought he was that funny, in my opinion.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I will say this though.
I thought he was
Nick
funny.
Swartzen made Rob Schneider look like Groucho Marx.
I thought he was funny in that part in The Waterboy where he's that guy who goes, "Oh no, we suck again," you know.
Like, you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. Like, that was funny. But aside from that, I'm like,
No.
And I've heard he's an idiot in real life too.
Yeah,
so.
he's a fucking moron.
I love Roger Ebert's review of Deuce Bigalow, European Gigolo. Like, he ended this review with the immortal words, "Mr. Schneider, your movie sucks."
Sounds like Roger Ebert.
Yeah. Because, like, there's, like, this film critic, Patrick Goldstein, who made fun of the movie, and Rob Schneider, like, personally attacked him. But, like, yeah, you have not won a single award. And then Roger Ebert's like, well, actually, he's won all of these awards. The most you've ever gotten is a Razzie nomination for Worst Supporting Actor, but you lost to Jar Jar Binks. But you're right. But you are right, though. Patrick Goldstein has not won a Pulitzer. So apparently, due to your logic, he's not qualified to complain about this movie. I, for one, have won a Pulitzer, so I am qualified. So, speaking of the Pulitzer Prize winner, Mr. Schneider, your movie sucks.
Man, I miss Roger. Just sometimes I'm like, man, what would he think of some of these films? You know?
Yeah, man, what would he think of Tenet? Would he love it, or would he be like us?
He would probably go easy on it and give it like 3 out of 4 stars.
I was thinking like a 3 out of 4 if he were to review Tenet, if he were still around.
Yeah, he'd probably give it like a 2.
Yeah, I don't like Tenet, but it does not rank high on my list of Nolan movies.
No. Carlton was asking me about it because he had seen it. I'm like, I would just go listen to the soundtrack because that's my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, the soundtrack's really good in that movie.
And that's it.
It's not even Hans Zimmer.
No.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Ludwig Göransson, who did The Mandalorian and Black Panther and Creed 2.
And Childish Gambino stuff.
Oh, yeah, he did. I forgot about that.
Also with Tenet, like, the main character of Tenet, he might as well have been named Johnny Protagonist.
He literally is called the protagonist.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a name. I'm just a Washington son. Hi.
The credits.
Have you ever read the book Snow Crash? At least he came up with hero protagonist as the main character's name. Like, come on.
The protagonist.
Literally, I'm not kidding. Like, it's oh man.
Or in Britton's case, just get a black guy.
Oh God.
I had to.
Fucking.
Like, it was basically Nolan's take on a Bond movie, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I
That's more mind-bending.
I would have, like, and it sucks too because the action sequences in that movie are just great,
top tier.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of feel like spectacle for the sake of spectacle.
Yeah, because man, it's a mind bender, and unfortunately, not in the good way. Like, yeah, I watched it 4 times. I was still confused by it.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? I only saw it that one time, and then I'm like, what?
Like, I saw it in theaters. I was like, okay, it looked amazing at IMAX. The action was amazing. The soundtrack was killer, but I was confused.
Just like, I just gave up after a while.
Did you have a problem hearing the dialogue? Did you have a problem hearing the dialogue?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I kind of did, but it's not as bad as people say.
Well, it was annoying. I'll put it that way. There are people who will blow it out of proportion, but yeah, it was annoying. Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, did you hear the Oppenheimer trailer? Like Josh Peck is actually in the movie. Like, he's in the trailer.
Wait, Josh Peck?
Yeah.
Yep.
For real?
He's like one of the first characters you see in the trailer for Oppenheimer.
Oh, shit, I didn't catch him. I saw Josh Safdie, or not Josh, Ben Safdie in the trailer.
Safdie brothers, like, they're some pretty good filmmakers.
Oh yeah, we covered Good Time on this on here.
Uncut Gems is really good.
Yeah,
I love Uncut Gems.
That's a good movie. My mom hated it though.
I don't know which movie is better, Good Time or Uncut Gems. Like, I can't tell you which movie I like more.
I personally
For
like
me,
Good Time
Uncut
more.
Gems personally, even though I love Good Time.
Yeah.
I like Good Time more because I love Robert Pattinson. So I mean,
dude, he has come a long way since Twilight.
I mean,
he really has.
We covered The Lighthouse on this channel as well, which is. I keep telling you to see The Witch, the Witch.
No, funny. I've said this before and I'll say it again. In fact, I think I'm gonna make a comment on this on Film Buffs. Like, I love Robert Eggers as a filmmaker, and I love how committed he is to authenticity. But his commitment to authenticity comes at the expense at not being able to understand what the characters are saying a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know what I
true.
mean?
He did kind of have to dumb it down for the Northman, at least with the dialogue.
They're not together. I mean, I love the Northman. I mean, the story was basically The Lion King, but I don't care. I loved it.
Yeah.
And also, fucking Bjork is in the movie.
Oh yeah.
First movie in over 20 years. That was insane.
Oh, who else? Yeah, Willem Dafoe's in it for a few minutes. Ethan Hawke. It sucks that movie.
Yeah,
It didn't bomb, but it didn't do that well. So yeah, I'm kind of sad about that.
I love the Northman.
Oh, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I still think The Witch is his best movie.
I didn't give The Witch another chance. Like, I think his movies get better. I think The Lighthouse is a better movie than The Witch, and The Northman is a better movie than The Lighthouse. Well, I don't know, man. Lighthouse is pretty damn good.
I fucking love The Light. That was another one where
That's still my favorite Eggers film, personally.
I remember
By the way, that was a huge dip to Ingmar Bergman. Like, it's such a common trope in an Ingmar Bergman film to have the whole movie set on a secluded island.
Yeah.
It's such a common trope in Bergman films. Like, not just Persona, but I think in, like, Hour of the Wolf, like, Through a Glass Darkly, such a common trope. Like, even Summer with Monica.
Have you guys seen Beau is Afraid yet from Ari
I didn't like that movie.
I have not.
I didn't like it. I saw it. I didn't like it.
Oh yeah, I saw your review on that. I was like, oh.
Ari Aster is starting to think his shit don't stink.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that post from you where you said that.
Keep in mind, this is coming from somebody who liked Midsummer, and I couldn't stand Beau's Afraid, so that's everything you need to know.
I didn't hate Midsommar, but it wasn't as good as Hereditary, and now I'm kind of nervous. I'm like, shit. I hope Hereditary wasn't just a fluke. Though the strange thing about the Johnsons is really good.
I mean, with Midsummer, like, there's a lot of great effective sequences, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like in real life, those people would have fled that Swedish village a long time ago.
Yeah, I would have fled the moment.
The script kept finding ways for them to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the like personal stuff, but it just wasn't as good.
I don't know if this happened to you, but I remember in Midsummer, like when the girl finds out her boyfriend is cheating on her, and then she starts like chanting and whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that was pretty creepy.
Dude, people were laughing in the theater. Yeah, in my experience, people were laughing. I mean, I wasn't, but other people were laughing in the theater.
Well, I mean, I don't think they were expecting that in the movie. Though, Ari Aster has like a weird fixation with like naked older people. Like, have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, started to pick up on that. I was like, huh?
Yeah, might have been Beau's Afraid. You know, one thing about Beau's Afraid is that I love Joaquin Phoenix as an actor, but just once I'd like to see him in a movie where he isn't playing a disturbed character.
Playing a complete nut job. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Joker. Speaking of that, Joker is another one of those movies I like less and less the more I think about it.
I love it. I love Joker.
Like, it's a solid movie, but I'm just like, dude, like, I can watch Taxi Driver and, like, it's completely just on its own,
For me, as of now, it's like if you go on someone's Facebook page and you go to relationship status and they say it's complicated, that's Joker for me.
For me, my relationship status is married to Joker. I mean, in fact, dude, like last year, I actually saw Joker at an opera house with like a live orchestra playing. It was a lot of fun.
Ooh, I bet that was awesome.
Yeah.
Like an Oscar-winning score, too.
That was a really good score.
I will say this, though. When it comes to movies, I think I like less and less more than I think about it. Now, I still think this is a good movie, so brace yourselves. I still think it's a good movie, but for me, I'd probably go with Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I disagree, but, yeah.
I thought the humorous gags really didn't work for me.
I don't know.
This is a first for me.
That's a whole like I don't know if I want to dive into that, but that's like a whole thing. I'm like
a lot of it. I just thought a lot of it was weird for the sake of being weird. In fact, after it won Best Picture, I noticed a lot of people on Film Buffs and like other groups start being vocal of how they didn't like it as much as everyone else.
I loved it personally, but it's just.
This is my favorite movie of last year.
I mean, it's the Best Picture winner of the 2020s so far, but that really ain't saying much.
I'm still mad Birdman won over Whiplash. Birdman.
Yeah,
Whiplash,
and I liked Birdman, but I was like, man, Whiplash is so much better.
I mean, Whiplash will stand the test of time. Whiplash will definitely stand the test of time. In fact, speaking of which, you keep saying, like, a lot of people keep saying how, like, oh, Joker's just a remake of Taxi Driver. Well, like, dude, Tarantino talks about it in this book. A lot of those movies he loves from the 70s were spiritual remakes to The Searchers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, maybe they don't really follow the exact same plot, but from a spiritual sense, yeah. They're like spiritual sequels to The Searcher.
I mean, The Searchers is my second favorite Western, so...
Mine is The Wild Bunch.
Yeah, I know yours is The Wild Bunch.
What's your favorite?
My favorite's Once Upon a Time in the West.
That's a good movie, but like, yes, but I saw it recently again. It's a very good movie, but I still think Good, Bad, and the Ugly and Once Upon a Time in America are better.
I can see, like the good, bad, and the ugly is like tighter, you could say. Like once upon a time, like you have to kind of prepare yourself before you see it again. I mean,
you got Bronson, which is always a good thing, and Henry Fonda playing a villain.
I still love him in 12 Angry Men. Me and Jacob love that movie.
Of course,
classic.
Like, dude, we were exposed to 12 Angry Men for that Hey Arnold spoof where they did the whole, like, Eugene pulls a fire alarm and did the 12 Angry Men spoof.
Oh, I didn't know they did a parody of it on Hey Arnold. I just remember Family Guy did a parody, and I'm just like, I'm so done with Family Guy.
Yeah.
Carlton be like, oh, I love this.
Yeah, no, he loves Family Guy. I'm like, dude, it's not even that good anymore.
Family Guy has its moments.
No,
it's inflectional humor.
No, I don't know what my favorite movie of this year has been so far. It's either Guardians 3 or Air. I really enjoyed Air.
John Wick 4 is easily.
Well, yeah, John Wick 4 was really good too.
Yeah, John Wick 4 is mine so far.
That's my favorite movie of the 2020s so far, to be honest.
Wow. I was about to say, I think Green Knight is mine, but...
Oh, Air was really good, though. I really liked Air.
Yeah, I still need to see it.
Have you guys seen Peter Pan and Wendy yet from Lowry, speaking of The Green Knight?
Oh,
I have not.
Dude, it's a shame Lowry would sell his soul to Disney. It's a shame that he would sell his soul to Disney like that.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, he'll make, like, these, like, weirder art house films, and then he'll make, like, Disney films. Like, Pete's Dragon was fantastic, I thought.
That was it.
I think it's the best Disney live-action remake.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Now, I haven't seen Peter Pan and Wendy, but I like Lowry, so I hope he does it well.
It looks different, so I'm like, I'll check it out.
Dude, did you hear the seriously live-action remaking Moana?
Seriously?
Moana?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
why?
My God.
Why? I mean, I guess Dwayne Johnson would actually play himself in live action as well.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, like, one thing I'll say is, like, the Little Mermaid film. Like, look, I don't give a shit if Ariel's black. Like, that's fine. Why the hell are they making this movie in general? Like, it's just...
It's Disney.
I mean, look, I'm sure the actress is very talented. I hope she has a great career after this, but come on, they're getting really stale.
I heard her sing one of the songs from Little Mermaid. She's great.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure she's very talented.
Like, why are you remaking this movie?
It's Disney and money.
We got to have money. Have you
It's funny. I actually made a joke. Disney is run by two cartoon characters. It's run by both Lisa Simpson and Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, that sums it up right there.
I thought you were going to say Mickey Mouse.
Money.
Yeah, exactly.
Money. I always think of the Toy Story scene where he's like, ooh, money.
Oh, my God.
Watch them do a live-action Toy Story movie.
My God.
And watch the fans
just...
oh, boy.
I can see those fuckers trying to do that with, like, Finding Nemo, with, like, the Lion King shit.
If they do that with Finding Nemo, I'm just boycotting
Disney. We're going to talk about Finding Nemo.
I'll boycott Disney if they do that.
Dude, Finding Nemo is easily top 5 Pixar.
Agreed.
It's top 3 for me.
Top 5, at least.
Yeah, at least top 5.
Agreed.
You know what's funny? I actually love the first Cars movie.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but that's an interesting take.
I mean, Cars 2 and 3 are open season, but I fucking love the first Cars movie.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are like, what the hell? Like,
I've always strangely enjoyed Cars. I loved it as a kid.
Well, you know what it is?
Being confused by Cars when I was a kid. I'm like, what the fuck?
Race car driver was Richard Petty, and Richard Petty does voice work in the movie.
Yeah, that was really cool.
It's special.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Paul Newman's a beautiful swan song for Paul Newman.
You know what I want? I want to see The Sting. It's on Netflix now. I hope it's still on Netflix. But that's his other movie he made with Paul Newman, or not Paul Newman, with Robert Redford. I want to see that.
Oh yeah, that one.
Oh wait, what movie are you talking about?
The Sting.
I saw it a long time ago. I remember really liking it.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's most of what we got. We were talking about John Wick and
Well, funny. Oh, speaking of which, like you're talking about like Butch Cassidy and his Sundance Kid.
I actually
Like there's this whole chapter in Tarantino's new book about the movies he saw when he was a kid, and he talks about Butch Cassidy and Sundance, and like he talked about the final scene in the movie when he was like 6 years old. He says, "What happened, Mom?" Well, Quentin, they died, but they didn't show it. Well, yes, but the screen freezing is their way of showing it. But why didn't they show it? Because they didn't want to. And then Tarantino says, despite how iconic that final image has become, I still agree with my 6-year-old self. They should have shown it.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, since we're still kind of stalling on time for Whiplash, is there a movie you want to talk about, next episode?
Dude, you know what I think is a very spiritual partner to it? That Twilight Zone episode, A Game of Pool. Because like one thing both that episode and Whiplash has taught me, what I think those movies are really about, is about what it means to be the best at something. And it really shows what a mixed blessing that really is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Jacob, did you have like a movie you wanted to talk about, to pass the time? Like we can talk about in a few weeks?
I actually did have an idea, and it involves our unofficial third member.
Oh, what movie is it?
Movie? Not sure which movie, but it does involve Carlton. I'll say that.
Okay.
That's all I'm giving to you. Sorry.
I'm sure we can talk more about it later. But
yeah.
Yeah, sure you guys will.
Well, Raymond, thanks for coming on. I mean, you were kind of one who got this shindig together. You were like, "Hey, we should talk about John Wick." And I'm like, "All right."
I'm glad you guys had me. I mean, I enjoy doing this.
We should definitely talk about Back to the Future because.
Oh, of course.
That'd be a fucking great.
Oh, hell yeah!
When you talk about Back to the Future, I want you to discuss the big plot hole.
Yeah, I got some thoughts on that when we do get to it.
But, but do you understand what plot hole I'm thinking of?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Well, tell me, what do you think I'm talking about?
About the ending of the movie, right?
More specifically,
where he comes back and his parents, they change because he.
No, that's not the one I'm thinking about. Because if you go on IMDb, dude, look up that movie on IMDb. If you look at the goof section, that's actually listed as an incorrectly regarded as goof.
Oh.
But you know what the big plot I'm talking about is? Like, at the end of the movie, Marty's dad, George McFly, he hires Biff to work for him.
Oh, yeah.
You hired the man with your wife?
Mm-hmm.
And then George is like, oh, Biff, what a character. Always trying to get away with something.
Yeah. But, yeah, thanks, guys, for coming on. It's been great doing Brit and Jake again. Yeah. I'll let you guys go. I have some other stuff I want to do before I go to bed tonight, so.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone. All right. We'll get you back next time,
Bye-bye.
and hopefully you guys enjoyed this new format. I've been Britton.
I've been Jacob.
I'm Raymond.
Oh, and we do it for the love of the movies.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.